back, you guys. Episode 78 of Zero Carb Journal. I'm Matt. Nice to see you guys. Hope you had a great week. Did you make some progress? I bet you guys did great. I had a really good week, up until last night. But yeah, I've had a great week. This week, from a zero carb standpoint, was fantastic. As I've been doing, just been staying the course for the most part, and feeling really good. I had another really productive week. I stayed at work all week. Pretty much worked a full-time schedule this week. As we get close to wrapping up my big boat project, I'm in the final stages here. I probably won't go full time this week. I'll probably just go a few days, and that should be just about the end of it. I'll be working for a few more weeks as we go through sea trials and stuff. But I think I'm just about done with the big pull. So I have a few more responsibilities for a few more weeks, but my workload should be winding down, and then in a few weeks I should be ready for the next phase. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so I had a great week. I felt really good. My energy was awesome, as it's been, and I've been feeling so good that I did something really that I've had a hard time doing. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the fact that I did it last night. I went out. I wanted to go. Well, I've just been hard on myself because I sit here and I say, oh, you got to go get out there and socialize and meet people, and I never do. So I just stay home, and I prefer to do that. And so last night I said, all right, I'm getting over this hump. I'm going to go out and get myself some dinner. So I did. I went to a new establishment in town, and I napped in the day so I could stay up past 8, and I went out about 7:30 and got some dinner. I was thinking I was going to go maybe see a band play or something like that. Just get out and see what happens, what goes on in town in the evenings. And so I did. I went out and I had dinner. It was a nice little place. They had high quality meat that they source locally. And so I had a couple Bear hamburgers and 2 slices of bacon. And it was delicious, and I had a good time. I was sitting next to some nice folks who were curious about my order, and we talked, and they were very, very kind and made me feel not so strange because I was feeling pretty socially awkward when I went in there. And it was pretty funny. I sat down and started talking to them, and they were like, oh, this place is so good. Look at all the stuff on the menu. And I was just kind of biting my lip, and then when I ordered, one of the women turned to me and said, oh, so what did you get? And I was so awkward. I was like, oh, I'm on a really restricted diet. So I ordered some weird stuff. But like I said, they were totally gracious and very nice. And they said, oh, if you hadn't said anything, we just would have thought you were keto, and it's not weird. And it was great. It was really, really nice. So that part was great. And I really enjoyed the meal. But my stupid guts, I ended up getting ill pretty shortly afterwards. I could tell I needed to use the bathroom. I went to the grocery store, and had diarrhea, and decided I wasn't going to go to the show. I was feeling okay, but I decided I wasn't going to go out anymore. It was about 10 or so, 10:30, and so I came home. And I've been up all night using the toilet. So, yeah, that wasn't really that awesome. And I had a pretty rough night. I've been kind of berating myself for stepping outside my lines. And I don't think that's fair. I think that it's great that I went out and took that risk. But I guess I also need to remember that there is a risk there, and it comes with a cost, or that eating out can come with a cost, and that really it's probably not worth it. I don't know. It's so funny, isn't it? How the fast food, I haven't had any issues at all, but always at the nicer restaurants with the nicer meats in the local fancy meat and it's the homemade hamburgers that get me every time. So this is the third time in the last few years that I've had sort of a hand-formed patty at a nicer restaurant with a nice little byline in the menu about the quality of it that's made me sick. And those are always the ones that make me sick. So I don't know. I didn't get sick instantly. I don't know what it was. Cross-contamination on the grill. Something in the meat. There was definitely spices and seasonings in there again, as usually there are when they make me sick. I could taste it. I'll tell you, it's just incredibly. Every time this happens, I end up being kind of just amazed at how sensitive in particular I am, and yeah, it more than anything, I just find myself sort of like in wonder at how I guess how narrow my range is, or how sensitive I am. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to say it, but at any rate, it's really surprising that it can make me so sick. Just a little straying off my path. So yeah, so there's that. So I'm tired, and I don't feel that great, and I'm probably gonna have to use the toilet again in a minute here. But I learned a little bit more, and I'm just reinforcing my pattern. And you know, one of the things about this is that I second guess myself, right? After a while of doing this and staying home and eating my beef, I start feeling so good, and I just get so confident. I'm like, oh, I'm not even sick. I can go do whatever I want. Yeah, no, I can't. So, and it really does give me pause about traveling and things like I was talking about last week. I mean, I'm not scared. I'm gonna explore what's possible for me a little more. But I need to remember to be careful, because I was in some pretty bad pain last night, and if that were to happen somewhere else, it was fine. It was here. I didn't need any help. But if it were to be a little bit worse somewhere else, I could probably be in some trouble. So I guess it's just important for me to remember that I am sick or something. Anyways, enough about that. I did, though. Other than that little reminder, I've had a great week, and I'm so excited about the future, you guys. Despite that little hitch, it actually sort of makes it almost more exciting. It's almost more challenging, because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get out there, and I'm not gonna let this, whatever, I don't know how you say it. It's not, win isn't the right word, but I'm not going to be beaten down by this. I'm definitely going to get out there and push my boundaries and see what's possible, and enjoy every day and every moment and this opportunity that I have to go out there or just to be here and enjoy this life. So yeah, so I'm still really positive, and I'm going to face that challenge, but I need to remember that there's a lot at stake, that I can really end up really, spun out or broken. So one of the best things about all that is another reminder of how powerful this way of eating and this therapy has been for me. So overall, really positive. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the next phase here. As you guys know, I wanted to thank you all so much for your comments and support. I definitely am going to come see some of you guys when I break out of here, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. This is, I'm really at the dawn of a new era, a new phase in my life here, and it really is the result of all this hard work and this focus over the last 4 years, and I'm ecstatic. Writing down my goals starting about 4 years ago, and focusing on staying in the moment and staying positive, and focusing, more than if there's one thing in my life that's made the biggest change, it's focusing on gratitude and being grateful at all times. And I still do. I just wake up every morning and I just say, oh, thank you so much. I get another chance. And I go to bed and I say, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day and this opportunity. And like I've said before, I don't know who I'm saying that to, and it doesn't matter to me. But what matters is the gratitude and that feeling of being grateful and appreciative for every moment that I'm here, and trying so hard just to be in that moment and to be here now, and to look around, and when I'm feeling sick or maybe upset about my you know, situation or whatever, I just stop and I think, what's wrong right now? You know, the sun's out, the birds are singing, be here now, and be thankful. And so that has been so profound these last 4 years. I cannot tell you what it feels like to be here in this journey compared to where I was 3 or 4 years ago, when I just was so sick and really didn't like myself and really didn't like where I was, and didn't feel like I had any options. And so yeah, I'm just so excited to kind of have rebuilt my health, and really learned how to like myself again, and yeah, I've been looking at what I'm going to do next, and I've been really thinking about, oh, maybe I'll, like I said last week, I think, oh, maybe I'll get this or do that or whatever. And I'm just so excited to see what comes next. Now, one thing I've worked really hard on these last 4 years is decluttering all of the stuff I'd collected over the years, and getting rid of projects I had hanging over my head, and really clearing my space and my physical area and my my mental project space, just getting all that out of the way so that I am free to do the things I want. And then, as you guys know, I got my van and went on that surf trip, and really kind of focused on reconnecting with surfing. And so these last few weeks I've been thinking about what I might do, and I've been thinking about buying a sailboat. I really have always been a sailor, and sailing's important to me, and I've thought about, as I said, traveling and this and that. And I think I've kind of realized I definitely want to stay committed. I just got here without having stuff hanging over my head, projects and things like that. I just sort of carved out the time to go surfing or go on bike rides, and my health again. So I think I'm going to, at least at the moment, my thought is to kind of stay the course there, and remind myself not to get into any new projects, and not to burden myself with things to do, at least for another year or so, until I've got a little more stuff to clean out of the shop. And I want to take advantage of this position I put myself in, where I have a vehicle and some free time, and I think, and just go live that simple life that I used to love so much, of just driving to the beach and spending some time just being there without a lot of things to do. Sailing sounded really enticing. I have good friends in the San Juans that I'd like to go see, and I think I'll do that in the next coming year, in the coming years. But it also takes me away from everything else, and it requires a lot of time. And right now, like I said, I sort of committed my time to getting back into my physical passions. So yeah, so I think I'm going to, we'll see. I might show up next week with a new sailboat. I'm not really all the best at these kind of commitments, but that's my thought process right now, that I'm gonna stay on my current path. Remember that my current goals have been, simplicity and health, and getting back to my roots of surfing, and trying to, I'm gonna just try and stay in my position of, for this is the first time in really for a very long time that I've been gotten a chance to get a little bit ahead financially. I've just always been month to month here, especially once I got sick, and so now I'm a little bit ahead, and I think I'm going to see what I can do to stay in that position at least for the next year or so, and make a plan for whatever my next step is, because right now it feels good. I have options, so I think I'll travel maybe a bit this winter, probably spend the summer in the van. Maybe I'll come see some of you folks once we get into out of the hottest part of the summer, because it's nice and cool up here in July and August. So it seems like this is the best part of the country to stay put when it's hot. But yeah, I think I'll do some traveling, and I do. I want to get on a plane and go somewhere foreign. I've got my passport for the first time in a long time, and I've got a little fun. So, and I'd like to explore what's possible, getting out there and pushing my boundaries, and maybe getting a little sick and whatever, and seeing how that goes. So that's my current. Sorry, like I said, I'm tired. That's my current thought process. We'll see what happens, but at least at the moment, I'm really feeling like I want to put this work behind me and just be here now and just kind of settle into simple living without a lot of pressures hanging over me, because I really haven't gotten to enjoy that yet. So that's where I'm at. I really hope you guys are doing great. I really hope you're staying the course and making progress and learning more and more about yourselves. Yeah, I guess one of the things I hope is that you're not as sensitive as I am. The more I go down this road, the more I'm realizing that I'm really seems to be an outlier in terms of how incredibly sensitive I am when I do read some of the forums and stuff. It seems like there's people are capable of all different types of zero carb, and my good friend Mike there, Carno Matt, I look at his grocery hauls and boy, they look good. And varied. Varied is probably the key there, compared to my simple one ingredient diet. But yeah, I guess in some ways that makes me feel like maybe my experience is valuable. I can be your guy's canary, as it were. So yeah, so there you go. And on that note, I guess someday I'd like to get to the bottom of why that is. I don't have a doctor appointment till October, I don't think, but I think when I do go back, I will maybe make another stab at trying to establish a relationship with a GI, and somewhere down the road start. I don't expect any changes. I'm not going to, but I don't know. Maybe there's some answers. Maybe not. It's hard to say. Anyways, I think that's enough for now, you guys. I'm pretty scattered, and I'm probably going to go use the bathroom again. Hopefully it'll clear up before too long. And yeah, I really hope you guys have a great week. I cannot tell you how much your support, your comments, it means so much to me, you guys. Thank you so much as always. And I'll keep doing this. It makes a big difference in my life. So, Hood Ride Whitey, thanks, bro. Your comments always make me smile, man. I really appreciate knowing that you're out there, and that at least there's some folks that can connect with me here. So thanks to all of you every week. I really appreciate it. And I'll check back in with you next week and see how you guys are all doing. And I should be ready to start settling into vacation time. Maybe next week this one will be from the beach. We'll see. I think I'm a little premature there. I think I got a few more weeks here. But yeah. So anyway, that's enough for today, you guys. I hope you have a really, really great day, a really fantastic week. Make some progress. Stay the course. Hope you learned some stuff. And I'll see you next week. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for listening and watching. See ya.